everyone's favorite award-winning show, Between Two Bookshelves. Now, before we get started, I want to thank all of our hundreds of adoring fans for bringing us back for a third season. Can you believe how popular our little show has become, Mr. Parker?
Oh yeah, so popular. It's unbelievable.
It really is. It's totally unbelievable. But don't worry, Mr. Parker. I'm not letting the fame go to my head.
Yeah, I'm sure it must be so hard getting mobbed by hordes of no people.
Of my hundreds of adoring fans, it truly is, Mr. Parker. You just don't even understand. But today's guest is an expert at dealing with fans. She's hoarded and mobbed by them every single day. But she is literally one of the kindest, nicest people you've ever met. So she handles it with tact and grace.
Wait, you aren't claiming that Ryan Reynolds is going to be on the show?
No. Today's guest is even better than Deadpool himself.
Yeah, that seems like a bit of an exaggeration.
Oh, prepare to be amazed, Mr. Parker. Just wait and see. Even you love her more than Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, sure.
No, you do, really. Okay, our adoring fans might know her from running a Reach tournament, the Breakfast Club, coaching volleyball. She's the genius behind our morning announcements and plays all the amazing tunes that get us pumped up every single morning.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about. Okay, she really is the nicest person ever.
I told you, Mr. Parker. She really is. So everyone, please join me in giving a warm welcome to none other than the first person you see in the office, the person you go to whenever you need help with anything, the one, the only Miss Christina! Yay! Oh, we're so excited to have you here.
I'm so excited to be here, you guys. I love this show.
Of course you do. Everybody does.
It's so good.
It really is. And we're honored to have you here because people know you. Like, everybody knows you. You're famous. You're world renowned. But what a lot of people don't know is that you're actually a huge fan of the library.
I love the library. Whenever I bring students on a tour of Central, I actually get excited to bring them into the library because I think it's one of the best spaces in our school.
It really is. Honestly, I'm not biased at all. It really is the best place in the school.
It's so cozy and welcoming, and I love like the chalkboard displays and just all the cool displays. I love it.
And the books, of course. You love the books.
Obviously.
Yeah. So I know it was hard for you, but were you able to narrow it down to just one book to share with our fans today?
I was. So today I'm going to talk about the Young Elites series by Marie Lu.
Okay, so I have not read this particular one, but I did read a different one by the same author. I love this author. I read Legend in particular, was one of my favorites.
So good.
But this isn't the first book in that series, is it?
Nope, it's not. So some of you may know that I am diagnosed with ADHD. And so this morning, in my distraction, I grabbed book number 2 instead of book number 1 off of my shelf.
That's okay. We still love the whole series. Do you want to tell us just a little bit about it?
Yeah, so the series follows the main character. Her name is Adelina, and she is a part of a group of people called the Young Elites. And basically what happened is there was a blood fever that swept through their nation and only affecting children. And as a result, some children ended up growing into having supernatural powers. And she is one of them. As a result of their supernatural powers, they are persecuted by the people. And so this is a story about her journey through discovering her powers and working through them.
That sounds so amazing. Now, Mr.
So
Parker,
good.
I know our fans know that you're a huge fan of supernatural powers and all things like that. This sounds like a book that you would really enjoy reading.
Yeah, well, I was recently diagnosed with ADHD as well, and I don't remember the last time I was able to sit through and read an entire book.
Oh, that's a struggle for you. Like, so you have ADHD as well. Do you have any tips for Mr. Parker?
I do. So I'll tell you a secret. Sometimes I start with the back of the book and I read the last page. And if it sounds interesting enough that I actually want to find out how they got there, then I'll read the rest of the book. So that's one way that I entice myself to read a whole book. Another thing that sometimes I do is I have several books on the go at a time. So I don't necessarily read one book from start to finish. I might read a third of it and then start another book and read a little bit of that and go back and forth. Or sometimes I don't give myself a deadline, so I don't feel pressured to read one at a time. So even if I don't want to, I might, let's say, read the first 3 chapters, and then I might read an entire book of another genre and then come back to it. So I very rarely read one book from start to finish because they don't capture my attention all the time. However, I will say that the Legend series and the Rose Society I've managed to finish from start to finish. Also Ember and the Ashes by Saba Tahir. Those books I've managed to read start to finish because they're so good.
So you're a huge fan of like action and adventure, and I know you are too, Mr. Parker.
And I like a little bit of that fantasy realm, like sci-fi kind of mixed in. Yeah.
Wow, those tips are really helpful. Can I borrow that book and try applying some of those strategies?
Absolutely, but you might want to start with the first book in the series, so I will bring that for you tomorrow.
Oh, and if anybody else wants to borrow the first book in the series, we actually have a lot of Marie Lou's books in the library, so you can come and grab a copy from us. So, Miss Christina, because you're such a huge fan of the library and obviously reading, would you be interested in joining our varsity reading team?
I would be honored to be part of this team.
I thought you might say yes, so I did bring you a uniform so you can be part of the Central Varsity Reading Team. Yay!
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you so much for coming. And wasn't I right, Mr. Parker? Isn't she better than Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah, for once, you weren't wrong.
I'm always right, Mr. Parker. All right, Central, until next time, keep reading.
This Kiki is marvelous. So, oui, no. Kiki, so, oui, no. Kiki, so, oui, no. Kiki, so, oui, no. Let's have a Kiki. I wanna have
Ugh, I am not into this. Let's try Miss Christina's trick. I can get into this.
Let's have a Kiki. I wanna have a Kiki.
Lock the doors.
Tight. Let's have a Kiki.
Mother.
I'm gonna let you have it. Let's have a Kiki.